Hello students, I am Sanab KB from Department of Physics of RBNB College, Shirampur. This is my third lecture on the topic electrostatics for the class 11 science for the subject physics. In previous lecture, we saw about some basic properties of charge, that are additive nature of charge, quantization of charge, conservation of charge, and there is a force between the charges. These are the basic properties of charge. Also, in previous lecture, we saw about that Coulomb's law in electrostatics, that is in a scalar form. What is the statement of that Coulomb's law in electrostatics? The force of attraction or repulsion between two rest point charges is directly proportional to the product of magnitudes of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. And then we also explain this Coulomb's law in that scalar form. Now today we are going to study the Coulomb's law in a vector form. So next article concerning this topic is Coulomb's law in vector form. We have to explain this Coulomb's law in a vector form. Now here consider these two charges that plus q1 and another is plus q2, which are situated at point A and point B. Now, distance between these two charges is r12. Now, directions of these forces acting on these two charges are like this one. Here is the force on this second charge due to charge 1. It is a vector quantity. Now here is the force on this first charge, that is charge q1 due to charge q2. Now these are at a distance at a point O. Now their position vectors are here r2 bar and here position vector r1 bar from these two charges of a point O here. Now we have to consider here the directions of these forces, and we have to explain this Coulomb's law in a vector form. Now here consider two charges, that plus q1 and plus q2, which are separated by a distance separated by a distance that R12 bar now here these are like charges, that is plus q1 and plus q2, therefore there is a force of repulsion, so their directions are like this one, means force on this charge q2 is directed away from point B, and now force on this charge q1 which is directed away from the point A here. And now we have to obtain that forces. The force F12 is given by, that is a force on charge q1 due to force on charge q2, and that force is given by this F12 bar is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 divided by that R12 mod of R12 square into this unit vector, that R12 cap. Now here where this R12 cap is a unit vector directed along now here this unit vector directed along AB and away from point A here. This is equation 1 here. Now we obtain that force, that F21 is equal to, that is force on this charge plus q2 due to charge on force due to charge q1, which is given by that F21 is equal to 4 pi epsilon 0, that is a q1 q2 mod of that R21 bar square into that R21 cap. Here this R21 cap is a unit vector directed along BA and away from point B here. This is equation 2. Now here directions of these unit vectors from this equation 1 and 2, that R12 cap is equal to minus r2 cap. Means directions of these unit vectors are directed opposite with one another, but their magnitudes are same here, and therefore due to this one, therefore we write that force on charge 1 due to charge 2 is equals to minus F2 1 bar, that is force on charge 2 due to charge 1. These are opposite charges. Their directions are opposite of these charges, therefore F12 is equal to minus F2 1. And now this indicate that the two charges experiences force of equal magnitude and opposite in directions, and these forces forms an action and reaction pairs, and so electrostatic force is a central force. In this way we explain this Coulomb's law in a vector form. Okay, now we can take the next article from this topic is principle of superposition. Principle of superposition of force on the charge. Now here we have to see that principle of superposition. Principle of superposition of force on the charges here. First is the statement of this principle of superposition. When number of charges are number of charges are interacting, when number of charges are interacting, the resultant force on particular charge is given by the factor sum of forces, exerted by individual charges, This is the statement of principle of superposition of forces on a charge. What is the statement? The when number of charges are interacting, the resultant force on particular charge is given the vector sum of forces exerted by individual charges. Means here we consider this charge Q1 is here, and now here is the another charge Q2. This situated at point A2. This is at point A1. Now, what are the forces acting on this charge Q1? Now here we draw this force acting here. Now we consider here the again another charges. Now this is charge Q3, this is charge Q4, this is charge Q5. These are situated at the point A3, this is A4, and this is A5. Now, what are the forces acting on this charge Q1? Now here is the force which is directed in this upward direction. That force acting on this first charge will be F1 4 bar. Force due to this charge Q4 here. Now here is the force F1 2 here. Now here we draw these forces. This force on this first charge due to charge Q3 there. Now here is a force on this first charge due to this charge Q5. Now these are the forces acting on this particular charge here. Now we have to explain this principle of superposition. That is a explanation. Now here consider a number of charges Q1, Q2, Q3 and so on up to Qn are situated at points A1, A2, A3 and so on up to An respectively. Okay. Now according to this principle, that force on particular charge, that is this charge Q1, and that force is given by that F1 on this charge F1 due to that other these charges is given by 1 upon that we write in notations first that F1 is equal to that force will be F12 plus force F13 plus 4 F14 plus and so on according to this principle. This is the force acting on this charge Q1 here. And now we write this force that F1 is equal to 4 pi epsilon 0 in bracket that Q1 q2 divided by that mod of r12 square into that unit vector, that Coulomb's law in vector form, that is a 1 2 cap, that is a unit vector, plus that q1 q3 divided by that mod of that r13 bracket square into that unit vector r13 cap plus and so on. In this way we can obtain the force on this charge q1 here according to that principle of superposition of that forces on a charge here. Now these r12 r13 are the unit vectors from the distance of q1 to that q2 q3 and so on. And now resultantly we consider that test charge q0. Now this force on this test charge is equal to such forces for that f1 plus f2 plus f3 plus and so on up to fn. Now in this way this resultant force on particular charge is given the vector sum of forces exerted by individual charges. Okay, and now this can be written in terms of that summation notation, that summation of that force Fn here, where n running from that 1 to capital N is equals to that 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, that summation of that charge, test charge q0, that qn, where n running from 1 to capital N. And now in this way mathematically we write this principle of superposition, that summation of Fn, where n running from 1 to capital N is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 summation of q0 qn, where n running from 1 to n. In this way we can state the principle of superposition like this one. And now considering that figure, that is a particular charge q1, some these forces produced by these charges, that q2 q3 and so on, and force acting on this charge q1 is given by like this one, that can be written with the help of that Coulomb's law in a vector form. And lastly we make that mathematical equation for this principle of superposition. Now we can stop here. Okay.